Hey guys, today's video is going to be a little bit different. I am doing my first reaction video, and I'm doing that because I was recently alerted to the fact that there was a video in existence that was potentially about me. I'm fairly certain it is. It would be a huge coincidence if it wasn't. I actually reached out to the creator of the video to ask whether it was about me and whether they would like to join me in this reaction video, and that went unanswered. So I'm going ahead using it as a jumping off point to share some really important information and education about multi-level marketing. Now, this video isn't to bash on that video or drag that video. It's just using some of the points that are raised within it to explore further points about multi-level marketing alongside my experience. I was in a multi-level marketing company for 4 years, so I feel like I have a lot of experience as well as now a lot of knowledge on some of the issues that arise within multi-level marketing. I am going to anonymise all the details of the person who created this video. Like I said, it's not anything against them. It's just so that I can use some of the points raised as jumping off points, because they are really important points that are often raised within multi-level marketing. I want to be able to provide the information, the facts, the statistics, the research and everything that backs up why multi-level marketing may not be the best option. If you do recognise anything, I just ask that you don't reach out to or message this person. This is not personal for them. I'm just using the points as education. So let's get on with the video. Okay, let's debunk some misinformation.
Hello. I hope everyone is well. So I'm just packing up some orders, and I thought I would just come on live and chat to you guys because it's been a while. And something came up the other day, and I thought, it's been playing on my mind, so I thought I would talk about it. So yeah, I titled this Anti-MLM.
Okay, I'm going to stop it there. The actual title reads Anti-MLM ? There's always a negative Nancy who doesn't see the full picture. Do your own research and do what makes you feel happy. So I don't disagree with doing your own research or doing what makes you feel happy. Absolutely. Get on with your good self. I think it's very clear immediately that this is going to be a video. Try and spin it round and be used as a recruitment tactic. This is known in multi-level marketing as overcoming objections. And overcoming objections is addressing people's very valid worries, concerns, objections about joining multi-level marketing and the worries that they have. And it's providing them an answer that sort of quickly answers what they're asking, pushes it aside. You don't need to worry about that. We will deal with everything. You will be fine. Just join me. I find the overcoming objections very problematic, because there are a lot of red flags in multi-level marketing, and a lot of those are what the objections are, and they are very quickly dismissed and pushed aside. But on top of that, we also need to debunk the idea that people who speak out about multi-level marketing are just haters, that they're negative, that they were unsuccessful. It's such a toxic belief that anyone who doesn't agree with you is just a jealous hater, and it doesn't even enter the realm of possibility for multi-level marketing that somebody who comes from an anti-MLM standpoint can also be well educated, can have done their research, can use the internet, can be a critical thinker, can actually understand how the model works, and to ask very valid questions about that. Now, Stephen Hassan has devoted his entire career after being in a cult to uncovering and debunking a lot of what goes on within cults and a lot of the cult-like tactics. And he created something called the BITE model. Now, the BITE model is behavior, information, thought, and emotional control, and is all about authoritarian control, which has a very direct relation to cults. He's also done a lot of work on how there are many similarities between cults and multi-level marketing companies. Now, this toxic belief that anyone who is speaking out against multi-level marketing is just jealous, a hater, negative, it so easily feeds into the BITE model. It compartmentalizes the information into an insider and outsider doctrine, so very much an us versus them. It also discourages access to non-cult sources of information, and it is also the rejection of analysis. So somebody like me, from an anti-MLM standpoint, it's rejecting that analysis and critical thinking, constructive criticism, and it is so detached from the reality of multi-level marketing. And it's easier to say that I'm just a jealous, negative hater, rather than come up with any facts to actually back that up. And I think what is missing from this video is actually the fact that I myself, the person that is being spoken about in this video, was in a multi-level marketing company for more than 4 years. I have been there, I've been recruited, I have recruited, I have been subjected to the undue influence, I have been subjected to the cult-like tactics and the brainwashing. I have been through it, I have been the victim, I have been the predator, I have come out the other side. I have done a lot of research, a lot of critical thinking, a lot of understanding and unpicking what I went through, and it's just easier to be called negative or called a jealous, unsuccessful hater when it's just not the case. And people within multi-level marketing just cannot see it any other way because they are conditioned and programmed so heavily. I've been there, I was one of them.
A friend of mine, or an Instagram friend of mine, has recently kind of changed her account to very much kind of anti-MLM movement, and that's absolutely fine. It's, you know, it is what it is, and it's her opinion, and I haven't got a problem with that. I thought I would come on and talk about it because she talks about very much like how it's such a cult and how people are kind of, you know, brought in and told that they have to spend a fortune and they end up losing money. And for me, that's not been the case at all.
So I've never said that you need to spend a fortune, but in many MLMs there are overheads that you will have to pay to essentially run your business. Now, multi-level marketing reps will often use phrasing such as there are no fees, quotas, requirements, and while that might be the case that they are not mandatory, in many cases they are essential for the successful running of your business. For example, a startup cost would be mandatory. That's not the case in every single multi-level marketing company, but it is in many. So you would have to pay a startup cost. This can range from all sorts. From, you know, fairly low startup cost all the way through to absolutely thousands. But outside of that, there are things that aren't mandatory, as in you don't have to do them, but they are kind of essential if you want to run your business and make money. Things like having to do a monthly order in order to remain active, monthly overheads to run your business, a monthly order maybe to keep you commission qualified. There might be an annual fee to keep you as a qualified distributor. They may not be mandatory, but they are part and parcel of running your multi-level marketing business. If you don't run an order to keep yourself commission qualified for the month, then you will not keep your commissions. They just won't be paid to you. Now, I'm not here to debunk the company she is with. It's actually very difficult to garner clear information from the outside on almost all multi-level marketing companies, intentionally so. Heavily promote the idea that you need to be a product of the product, that you need to purchase the products, that you need to be sharing the product, sharing your testimony, sharing your results. And, you know, how can you run your business if you're not actively sharing the products that you're promoting?
The case at all, really, and I thought that I would talk about it because before I joined, I did so much research and I looked at all the other companies, and I'd actually worked with a couple of them before, and when I joined the other companies, I had to
I'm a little curious about this because there is hardly any information about this company in particular. They don't publish an income disclosure statement, which many other multi-level marketing companies do. The information between the website and the reps is very mixed, and there's just not a lot of information out there about all multi-level marketing companies. But the lack of income disclosure statement is a huge red flag, because companies publish income disclosure statements and the answers to all of our questions about how much people make in multi-level marketing is sitting right there. When a company doesn't publish an income disclosure statement, it is generally because either they haven't been around long enough for them to be able to gather the statistical data so that they can clearly show how much people are earning at each rank. So there's usually what the minimum, what the maximum, and what the average is. when a company doesn't publish one, like I said, it's sometimes because they haven't been around long enough, so they don't have enough of the statistical data, but it can also be because the actual income of their reps is so low that it would actually put people off if they delved into the income disclosure. Now, this company has been around for more than 15 years, so I don't think the lack of statistical data is relevant. So I would be very curious to know why they don't publish an income disclosure statement.
Have like a joining fee. I had to buy a pack, and I ended up having to spend like almost like a monthly fee to have access to the back office. I won't say the names of the companies because it's not fair, and I have friends that work for those companies as well.
So I didn't have to pay for my back office either. I did have a optional fee of £19.99 a month to have a front end website, which is a website that my customers could directly order through. So it wasn't mandatory, but if I didn't run it, then people couldn't order through me. So my business would have been at a standstill. So while it's easy to turn off, it's not a mandatory fee. And my business is at a standstill if I don't use it.
And if you're into that, then that's absolutely fine. If it's a product that you really feel passionate about, then that's absolutely fine. But what was really bugging me is that she kind of put all multi-level marketing, all network marketing companies under one umbrella. And for me, I didn't really find that very fair, because
and it's not about tarnishing everyone with the same brush. It is that at the core of it, at the base of it, the business model itself is inherently unethical. For the minority to win, the majority have to be losing. So for the minority to be earning money, they are earning it off the recruits under them, the majority, the 99%, putting money into the business and not getting it back. It is the way that money flows through the system.
When I first started, I really looked into it. I was on maternity leave, and I was like, you know what, I can't afford to be spending money.
So she mentioned about being on maternity leave. Now, this is really common in multi-level marketing, that women are predominantly the ones that are preyed on. It's really common, and it preys on the emotional vulnerabilities of women. Women not wanting to return to work, women wanting to not leave their children, women wanting to stay home with their children, women not being able to access the flexibility within their career that would enable them to have the best of both worlds. Women knowing that they're returning to work and having to pay for childcare. There are so many reasons. Some women want to stay home, some women want to go back to work, and the support should be there for all. Unfortunately, within our society, it is not the case. But multi-level marketing preys on those emotional vulnerabilities of women on maternity leave.
Paying like a monthly fee to do that. And so when I'm like, all of these women are saying it's free, and I need to find out for myself. And as soon as somebody starts asking me for like payment details or monthly fees, hi Michelle, then I was just like, right, I'm just gonna stop, because that isn't for me at all. But that never happened, and I've seen it happen with other companies. And it was just so sad to see that her account, which was it was a really nice kind of lifestyle mum account, turn into a real anti-MLM account. Which is a real shame. And I haven't unfriended her, because that was another thing as well. And she was like, people are unfollowing me now because this is my opinion.
So a lot of people who followed me that did or do multi-level marketing unfollowed me, because what I'm sharing is a hard truth. I think the fact that we're sitting here watching this video proves that what anti-MLM educators have to say is a hard truth.
And I completely, I don't mind people having opinions, but it was just such a negative account to be around now, and it's a real shame. And
I've got a lot to say about this, but we'll let her finish making her point.
And, like I said, she's talking about people being part of a cult and people being,
Okay. I find this particularly problematic, and I feel really, really disappointed in this aspect of the video. I was brainwashed by my multi-level marketing company, as most people who join are, who spend any real time engaged in it. And it takes a lot. It takes a real lot. I've said it numerous times in this video. It takes a lot of unpicking in your life after multi-level marketing to even realize the level of brainwashing and undue influence and mind control that really takes place. I find it so difficult to be labelled negative because it is such an MLM-ism. Anyone who doesn't believe the same as you, anyone who speaks out, is negative. And so this relates very easily back to that BITE model about the rejection of rational analysis, critical thinking, constructive criticism, and also puts us in the us versus them mentality as well, which is also part of the BITE model. So like I was saying, it's very difficult to be, I find it very difficult to be labelled negative about this because it's such an inherent part of multi-level marketing culture, and it's something I have had to fight for every single day that I have shared this kind of content to push aside. My multi-level marketing brain was cultivated within an MLM. My first thought when engaging with anti-MLM content or speaking out against MLMs is that I'm being negative because that's how I was conditioned to behave. I have to proactively unlearn this all the time. So I find this such a problematic part of the video. She finds my content particularly triggering and negative because she's already within one of these companies, but my content isn't for people in multi-level marketing, and that's what makes me so disappointed in this video. When you're in a multi-level marketing company, it is likened to a commercial cult, and it is encouraged that you only consume information that supports your viewpoint, and it's discouraged to consume content that goes against your beliefs. What I create, the content backed up by facts and statistics and research, is in direct contraindication of the information that is put out by multi-level marketing companies and their representatives. This again goes back to the BITE model of authoritarian control, that within a cult-like structure, they minimize or discourage access to non-cult sources of information. So when I stand up and say, here is my truth, here is the research that I have done, here is the critical thinking that I have embarked on, it's easier to tear me down, call me negative, back to that whole jealous, hater, unsuccessful business. I mean, the statistics don't lie. More than 99% of people will not turn a profit in multi-level marketing. Well, you know, I don't feel like I'm in a cult. I mean, people within multi-level marketing won't believe in any of that. Rule 101 of being in a cult: you don't know that you're in one.